Apologize. I'm running on about 5 hours sleep when I'm normally used to getting 10, so I'm a little punchy at the moment.
Yeah, we're both still kind of recovering from last night, which went a bit late. Well, worth late, but late nonetheless.
Yeah, I don't know if Baron mentioned on his stream, but we actually went to the New World concert up in Berkeley of selection of Final Fantasy music with a 11-piece ensemble. It was absolutely awesome, but it's a heck of a drive from here to Berkeley.
And the parking garage did not help. Or should I say, the escape parking garage.
Yes, the escape parking garage.
Because there was an intelligence test to get out. Most everyone failed.
We figured out about the third try, but we had to wait for like almost half the length of the concert to get to that point. And so, what are we doing tonight?
Same thing we do every night? Try and level Eorzea?
Something like that.
Okay, I think the first thing is going to be my level 10 quest.
Yeah, because I'm good to go.
Yes, you did yours last week.
Of course, this means the fun of trying to get this to switch over to Discord, but we'll figure that out in a moment. Hopefully Baron and Cardwin and Cat's Paw have a good dinner.
Yes. A deliciously disappointing dinner as ever, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure. That's a good question. Nope, no Seawis. That's okay. Had to check though. Yeah, hopefully next week we'll actually do the Valentine's holiday quest.
Yeah, that's kind of our plan. They're currently doing their Valentine's Day thing, which they do every year with, slightly different thing. We'll probably do it next week when it's a little bit closer to Valentine's Day.
Go ahead and share your screen out.
Right.
Because you'll get to see
as soon
stuff
as I remember
that we can't. Oh dear. And hopefully we'll get sound from your system.
Well, that would be a pleasant change.
Because last time we didn't get any of your in-game audio.
Yeah, I know. There. And it gave me a very different interface to do this to you this time, so I don't know what Discord thinks it's doing.
Well, we're going to find out.
Hello there, Coyote.
Yeah, we're not getting any of your in-game sound.
Hold on a moment. Volume? Does that change anything?
Nope.
Because there's a volume setting that I just went from 20 to 100 on.
Nope.
User settings. No. That's not the kind of settings I want.
Welcome Discord. To our wonderful tech life.
The scary thing is I know a place that I can go on a moment's notice and have a worse time with tech.
Oh, don't even go there.
Namely, my work. The tech company. Or, as everyone has realized, no, we're not really a tech company, we're a media company, and that's our problem. Because, oh boy.
There might be a setting for the screen share on whether you're sharing your audio.
That's what I was kind of just looking into and not finding.
Of course not.
Setting, game activity feed, streamer mode. No, I'm not actually on streamer mode.
Oh, maybe that's the problem, is I technically am.
Yeah, well, they've got a thing where I can share my screen with you, or I can stream, i.e. what you're doing, just through Discord streaming instead of through Twitch streaming, and
Yeah,
that's
I'm
not what we
checking
want.
my settings, and that doesn't look like, and people are probably getting an
Yeah.
eyeful here.
Yes, they are. Well,
Discord,
it's not
why
as
are
if
you
it's
doing
going to
this
be
to
voiced
me?
by anyone other than me anyway. They only voice main story quests, never the class quests.
But we don't even get your in-game music or anything.
Put on a new world.
No. We've already had a problem with
Yeah, I know. Okay. We're in zone.
Almost. It's thinking really hard. Why are you having this problem? Yeah, it's been one of those days. No, you haven't.
Pripley? No, you haven't really missed much. You've been missing all sorts of technical issues. Woohoo! I see video.
Yeah, but we have no audio, so
Well, like I said, you get me, and it's not like the quest is voiced. You just miss my music, for what it's worth, and you miss all the sound effects. Wake of Destruction. Warnzone wishes to speak with you regarding your ongoing training. You know, the training that I only bother to attend every 5 levels. Can't be bothered in between. Ladonia, I have gathered what information I could concerning the beast that young Ishigard bade you slay. The tales name this creature Kujata.
Oh wow, I think I've locked up.
Really?
Really?
Oh, come on!
Oh, there it goes, but it's... Oh man, we're gonna have a wonderful tech thing. Maybe I should just follow you around.
Maybe. You can be the camera crew.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. It's being a chunky bunky.
Oh dear.
Give me a second.
Sorry.
It is not your fault. I don't know what's going on.
Should I stop on my end?
Yeah, go ahead and stop. It's just being a chunky monkey. We'll just have to listen to you read the text because I won't see anything, including any of the NPCs.
Yeah. We might give it another try if they put me into a duty, but we'll see. Those who have witnessed Kujata in the terrifying flesh also call him the Stampeding Mountain, such is his immense size and bulk. Again, I will not seek to dissuade you from claiming vengeance for the boy's parents. In fact, I encourage it. But to topple this lumbering colossus, you must first become his equal in strength and ferocity. As a single step towards that distant goal, I send you to Blind Iron Mines. We've had word that folk are falling prey to the claws of the local Galagos. It is your task to protect the weak from these unruly creatures. Learn to channel the rage inside you, and let your axe blade swing in righteous slaughter. Ah, the best of all possible jobs, righteous slaughter.
It's what marauders do best. Whackety whack.
Okay. And this will be out in lower.
So that's the best, basically this way.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta find a better way to do screen share with you.
Well, I am thinking if we ever get your system properly upgraded, get through tax season first. the increased horsepower may actually help it out a lot.
Oh crap, I know I forgot something. Baron's gonna kill me. I have not done the California resale tax yet.
I meant to ask you that earlier today.
Just too many things happening at once. Why can't I just do art? A couple days late, I'll be fined some money, but it's not that bad. It's not like I'm waiting for like 6 months and going, Durr.
Yeah, and it's the California... What do they call it now? Because it's not the State Equalization Board for what you deal with anymore.
Yeah, we don't have the BOE. I forget what it's called now, and they have their own system. And it's gotten so much more complicated for absolutely, utterly no reason.
Because bureaucracy.
Well, correction. It might actually be simpler if you're a large corporation. We're not a large corporation. We're a pair of artists doodling in our studio and praying we can make rent by the end of the month.
Let's see here. So, okay. And I will note that there's a level 11 quest on this map in the opposite direction of where I'm going.
Yes. And there should be 12s down by the pier.
Okay,
Yep.
maybe...
And a level 20.
Yeah, that's helpful.
Well, it's a leave opening. What do you expect?
Anyway, yeah, so it's that and not like the IRS, which you can get.
Oh, no. For the IRS, we have an accountant for good reason. I tried doing the taxes for Baron and and I couldn't...
You cried uncle.
I cried uncle. Which is sad because I'm actually kind of decent at doing taxes. It was getting the split to happen properly for revenue and feeding into Social Security.
Right.
Because everything I tried to force everything for Social Security to go to Baron, and I would get nothing. And we both agreed that that was not the point. No, we have no taxi birds. We are too low level.
Yeah.
You do not get your riding chocobo until you hit 30 in the main story quest.
Well, he might be thinking of the actual taxi ones, from set destination to so on. But I don't think there's any place really close to Blind Iron Mines for that.
The closest one is Red Rooster Stead, which is already behind us.
Yep. Okay.
You're up here.
Yeah. Because I'm after these guys.
Woohoo!
Okay, how do these controls work again? It's been a week in several classes other than this.
Let's be honest, you're just bummed you can't yell explosion.
Yeah. Someday I'll get to go back to Thaumaturge.
I'll just cheer you on from back here.
One, two, and now for 3.
Unfortunately, I don't have the cheer jump or cheer wave. This would be perfect right about now.
Or even the old Songbird emotes.
Yeah, I have to go buy those at the Mog Station now.
Okay, back to the Marauders Guild. How is your level coming along?
I'm currently level 11.
Yeah, but how far through?
Probably about a third of the way through, roughly.
About where I am. Okay. course, I've still got a quest to turn in to do, and you've done yours, so I'll probably get a little ahead of you. Maybe not. The Mossless Gobu is a hunt target, and I'm going. Maybe I will think better of this.
We are not touching the Mossless Gobu. He will just
chew
us a new one.
Yeah, I know. I was going. Hey, wait, hunt target and. Nope. Bad idea for another few levels.
Yeah, you ask Theron about farming wool in Cother's Highlands. There's a reason why he still has an undying hatred and fear of sheep. Oh. That's what he gets for trying to farm critters that were 10 levels over him.
Yeah.
Didn't go so well. But it was funny.
At least if you're not Theron. Which at the moment you're not.
Oh, he was going off like a Jiffy Pop container. If that doesn't date us, I don't know what will.
Yeah.
They don't even make the old Jiffy stovetops anymore, do they?
No idea. You'd think there'd be at least some because they'd still be a good idea for like camping and such.
That and with them being oil-based and not air-based, and also it didn't really use any plastics, where the modern runs, it's like, yeah, you're having popcorn, have some microplastics while you're at it. Just,
Really?
yeah, big time.
Oh dear.
All of them, across the board.
Well, it's a good thing it's delicious microplastic, right?
Something like that.
But to continue on with a little of what we were talking about at the very beginning while we're just kind of jogging along. So yeah, we did see the A New World concert last night. For those of you who aren't really aware, some years ago now, I'm not quite sure when, they started a concert series for Final Fantasy. You know, nice big full orchestral production in big venues with even bigger ticket prices called Distant Worlds.
Yeah, we took a look at the ticket prices for those and kind of choked.
Yeah. So last December they announced, here's the upcoming schedule. And it turned out up in Berkeley, which is not that far from us, they had the kind of subsidiary concert series, which is a small 11-piece chamber orchestra. And, ticket prices on that are a lot more reasonable. So that was Brenna's birthday gift from me.
Yeah, it was an awesome birthday. My parents also sent me a Panera card, which I used to buy everyone dinner with.
That's right. Okay. Welcome back, Ladonia. Your actions have saved many from needless injury and anguish. But though your efforts are to be commended, there is yet much work to be done. Kujata, the object of your vengeance, has trampled a farmer's wagon as he thundered through the lands of Tiller's Rest. The foodstuffs spilled from the overturned wain have attracted all manner of hungry predators. Without produce for the market, the farmers will surely suffer for coin this season. Your duty is thus clear. Put down these rapacious scavengers and preserve the cargo. Or in other words, go back out for a second time.
Yeah.
Investigate the wain and defeat the creatures that appear. And this is middle on Eorzea, basically close to like Summerford.
Right. So we need to go downstairs.
But yeah, it was a very nice amphitheater, actually. Though, as I was asking last night as we sat down, are we attending a concert or going to an Alexander raid?
Because the hall was a purpose-built hall for a giant pipe organ. And it kind of has a lot of the trappings of Alexander summons from the Final Fantasy series. It was actually kind of hilarious. And apropos.
Yes. The only problem is they did not hand out a proper program at all.
Yeah.
So I had to take some notes on what did we hear again? And for the first half, I don't have proper notes.
Yeah, sorry. Didn't think of it.
I did. I didn't think of the fact that I do always keep pins in my jacket. Oh well.
Though I have to admit, it was kind of an interesting experience for everyone around us to be dressed in effectively high business casual and completely
kind of
geeking out over
casual.
video games.
Yeah.
It was actually kind of awesome.
Of course, I like the little guy who's inspecting the parking garage as we came in. Because he goes around the corner to the gate and hits something, so his entire little cart that he was in and goes shuddering.
Oh yeah, he was.
And Baron just calls out, "You okay?" And he just kind of grins back, and says, "Perfect."
Yeah, he was in one of those little transport carts for people to go to and from.
Yeah,
and
a
he was
proper
driving,
suit.
and he clipped a cement island with the rear wheel. It clipped it pretty hard, actually.
Yeah. And thank you, Shanna, for repeating the link. For the first 2/3 of that, the order of appearance is kind of best guess. The first 3, that is what they started off with. You know, they started off with basically a rendition of The Place I'll Return to Someday. At least that's the title I'm used to for it, which is the opening menu music for 9. And then they slam straight from that slow piece into Force Your Way, which is the main battle theme from 8. And then once they finish that, the conductor, turns around. Well, actually, they had problems at the very beginning.
Yeah, because he was trying to
with the
say
first
something.
One.
And...
Well, no, before that even. Because they start, the first piece, and it gets off to a bad start. And he just kind of stops everyone, turns around to the audience, says, "Live music!" and turns back around and restarts properly. But, slams right into Force Your Way, then finishes, and then, he has mic trouble.
Yeah, he kept forgetting to turn on the mic.
And to give you an idea of what it must be like for that, this was in Berkeley, which is, Eastern Bay Area. Tonight, probably finishing up around now, they were playing in San Diego.
So, yeah, it's a whirlwind tour for those guys.
Yeah. Okay, Overturned Wayne. I'm sure you can see it right here, plain as the nose on Black Mage's face.
Black Mage has a nose?
Sure.
Yeah, a real nice invisible Wayne. Oh, I see him,
How about this
though.
Flame Striker?
Ow!
Not only is he not invisible for you, he hurt you. I'll get revenge.
Done.
Oh dear.
There's more! Ow! This is your quest!
Are they frizzing your hair?
Okay, fine, I'll help. It's supposed
Before
to
they
be
freeze
your
your hair some more.
trial. There. Nope, one more!
Round 3. Round 3, fight.
we done yet?
Maybe? Looks like it. Well, at least for now. I mean, it's go back to the city and report in, but who knows if that means that I'm actually done. I wasn't last time. So anyway, yeah, so they do that. And, he gives a little spiel about, being in the Bay Area. Berkeley's been a great place. It's a nice auditorium. I love Berkeley. Turns around and they do the victory fanfare. So, those three pieces I know straight. What they did after the victory fanfare, I'm not so sure on.
So we got steal on the CDs on the concession stand. Wow.
Well, the normal price for the concert CDs is $15. That's about what I paid on Amazon, and if you look them up elsewhere, they're generally about $15. So that part, you might have gotten the steal on the Heavensward soundtrack, though.
Yeah, because the last I checked was about 100, and we got it for 45.
But yeah, they did have a concession stand. They were selling all the Distant World and New World CDs.
And there were a lot of Moogle hats.
Yes!
Poor Mark was confused. I was like, are those Pokemon? We're like, no, but
No.
We don't blame you for thinking that.
Yeah, the four of us went. It was me, Smudge, and Baron. The host of the previous show that you might have been tuning into. And then a friend of mine, Mark, who's a gamer, traditional board war gamer mostly, does a little bit of computer gaming, and traditional role-playing games. But, I'm kind of, since he's kind of a little more at loose ends in his life at the moment than he has been, I've been introducing him to a bit more geek culture lately. But I said, are you interested in going to this concert? And he says, classical, I'm up with culture, I'll try this. And he had a good time.
Yeah, he actually was like, okay, what CD does this piece exist on? Because I think I want to get the CD of this.
Yeah, he wanted, and it was particularly the not decisive battle, but something like that. Anyway, one of the battle themes from 6 that they do as part of New World. The battle themes were definitely what was getting his attention.
You realize you've passed where you want to go.
Maybe.
Because you want to go upstairs.
Yeah. During these cities with their multiple levels.
Hang a left.
Yeah, I know.
It is so easy to get turned around in here. It's a freaking maze.
Of the 3 initial cities, this is probably the worst. Followed very closely by Ul'dah. Most of Ul'dah makes sense, and then there's about 20% of it that's impossible.
Oh, your 10 soundtrack got stolen? That blows.
Oh.
Fortunately, that one I believe, is still in production. In fact, they recently did a remaster of it.
I don't know if it's still in production, but you can certainly get copies easy enough. Okay. This will work. Certainly, let's see, no, my copy of 10 is from ages ago, but of course, they were selling copies of the FF10 soundtrack at the show last night, so, they had those.
And it was the full extended soundtrack. Multi-disc.
It was the full 4-disc soundtrack, the normal one.
Yeah.
Same as what I've got.
Yeah, we have not tried FF15 yet, but we're kind of looking at it. The problem is right now I'm kind of sucked into FF10 remaster on the Switch.
Yes. Okay, we're in zone. Once again, your capacity for carnage has been tested and proven. Carnage. What I do best, yes. The creatures you defeated, however, were merely some of the many base scavengers that subsist on the scraps left in the wake of Kujata's rampages. To face Kujata himself, you yet require far more training. But do not despair, Ladonia. As Axe Master and fellow Marauder, this I swear. I will not rest until I have taught you how to wring every last ounce of power from your weapon, until the blade of your axe can slice cleanly through the thickest hide, the most knotted muscle, the densest bone. This menace will fall by your hand. I like the sound of that. And still no pants. Okay. Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm really looking forward to the FF7 remake. I find it interesting that it will have a new battle system that's more in line with the current more Twitch-based gaming, but they have an option to switch it to the old battle system. So it's the best of both worlds.
Yeah, though, do you know what exactly it's going to be like? I mean, if it's like the Gambit System 12, that'll work quite well.
Yeah, I'm not sure. They have shown it off, but not enough for me to really get a grasp of. I am very happy though that the latest image out of it had Cloud in drag, so the entire honeybee thing is still there. If they got rid of it, they would get howls. Though there was a lot of talk about getting rid of it because it was so not PC.
Well, that's kind of the point. And, definitely a case of thanks Japan, saw that one coming.
Yeah.
Well, shall we go take that lovely 11 quest? Unless there's anything inside the city to do.
You have finished with your Marauder quest?
Yeah, that was it.
Okay, we're
I'm
gonna
done
go
until
take
15.
11 quests. Out the back door. Woohoo!
Yeah, my training is over for the next 4 levels. 3.5.
The only thing I'm sad about the FF7 remake is that it's going to be exclusive on the PlayStation for a year, which means I won't see it until after they opened it up for other systems.
Yeah,
but they have stated it will be for other systems. It's just they're going to lock it down to the PS just for like 1 year, so we'll be like a chapter behind.
Yeah, which isn't horrible either, but a little sad-making. Because we are mostly PC, and we do have a Switch. The gorgeous, gorgeous Switch. That makes Auron look so much better.
I have to admit, that Switch is a pretty amazing piece of hardware. I am so impressed by it.
Because it's been really nice playing 10 in HD. And, one of the cinematic scenes in 10 that I do still remember is, when Auron basically shows up again during the Sinspawn attack at the end of the Blitzball tournament. Yeah. And, oh boy, that scene was beautiful.
Though I have to admit, it's really nice actually getting a better look at what all the Faith Stones look like.
Yeah.
Because you could barely tell them in the original PS2 game.
Yeah, there's a lot of things you could just kind of barely see. It was even worse, of course, on the previous stuff, which is why I would like to get the remade 9 at some point, either PC or Switch. Because 9 was really stretching what they could do for textures.
And 9 is my favorite of the numbered FFs.
Yeah.
Though I have to admit, I'm actually kind of hoping they'll do a War of the Lions port.
Yeah, they need to. I want tactics.
The best FF game ever, Tactics.
Yeah. And my second favorite
soundtrack. How do we
pronounce
this alphabet soup? Does rail?
Yeah, I think so. A bridge too full. Captain Duzrael, stationed at Ashan's Embrace, needs you to track down a guard who has abandoned his duties.
Eh? You be wanting to cross Ashram's Embrace? If you ain't in a hurry to be someplace, I'd rather you hold off for a bell or two. Presently, the bridge is in such a right confusion, and wagons and such, the damn things like to collapse. We expected a bit of congestion, what with this being the only bridge connecting the roads from Dry Docks to Limsa Lomenza, but today's traffic is something awful. Speaking of which, what in the seven hells does Ringsmung?
Rustamaga.
Okay, we're Smaga. I love Rogaden names.
Because
Not.
that one is, WYRST, that's fairly close to, put a U in instead of a Y for like worst as in like bratwurst or something.
Mm-hmm.
So we're definitely going Eastern European again.
Yeah.
Just with some odd character choices.
Yeah, well, Rogaden, it's alphabet soup time. Speaking of which, what in the seven hells does Orsmaga think he's playing at deserting his post at a time like this? Do me a favor, would you, lass? Track down that skittish bugger and tell him to get his arse back in the direction of the chaos at the Embrace. Freya was awesome in the game. I really loved her. She was like one of my faves. But then again, I have a soft spot for pretty much all Dragoon characters.
Yeah.
Because, well, Dragoon.
Yeah.
Where's Maga?
It was only a matter of time before they sent someone after us. I heard you. The bridge is a bloody mess. Truth be told, I wish the damn thing would collapse and save me the suffering. Can't simply wave my hands and have everything suddenly sort itself out now, can I? And if I try reasoning with those demon spawn coachmen, I'm like to get my head bit off. Listen, if you're not going to let me be, then can you at least have a word with the more irate wagon drivers? Soothe their tempers some. That'll be one less headache for me to deal with.
Coward.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and there's the wagons. Blocking half the bridge.
Nope, there's the chocobos.
Troubled coachman. Blocked again. They'll have the road backed up all the way to the gates at this rate. I swear by the navigator, I'll kick those wagons over the side my damned self if this bridge doesn't open up soon. Spicy.
Troubled coachman. This is the third time this week. I must have these fish crossed and properly stored before they begin to spoil.
You, sir, have a really good reason to be impatient. Ew.
So, which irate coachman do we want?
I think we want the panicked yellow jacket first. You need to look down.
Oh, right. The panicked potato.
Yes.
Good sirs and ladies, calm yourselves. There's no need to... Oh, gods.
He's not having a good time, is he?
No!
And the chocobos are just like, whatever. I say we go with the irate coachman on the left.
On the left. Blue sleeves.
Blue sleeves.
You can take your self-important words and take a dive in the heart. I have shipwrights expecting this cargo, and it'll be a cold day in Thanalan before I back down first.
White sleeves?
Make way, ye ugly bilge rat. I should have been in Limsa bills ago. I'll calm down when fishbacks learn to fly. Now move your arse. Okay, let's start with white sleeves. Soothe.
Let's see if I spelled that right. Yay, I typed it right. I'm amazing.
If you put it like that, then maybe I'll hold my tongue for a bit. I don't know what the hell I said.
Okay, I got something different.
Really?
Perhaps you have a point. I shall endeavor to keep hold of my temper, only if to see the situation resolved before the moon's turn.
Did we do opposite ones?
Maybe?
Yeah, we did.
No!
Okay. And let's go talk to our shirking guard.
Our spineless giant Rogaden.
Yes. The one that I'm glad is never working at the CHP checkpoint at the edge of San Diego County.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll be damned. You actually managed to calm them buggers down? You're a miracle worker, and that's the honest truth. All I need is for the drivers to heed me directions without all that snapping and snarling, you see. Well, I'd best be at it before they lose their tempers again. Oh, and I'd appreciate it if you could let Captain Dozrail know I'm back on the job. Yeah, sure, why not?
All I can think about is Theron's sensei for the samurai class, and him having to deal with the mellow packets.
I was thinking of a different story, which I'll go into once we're done here.
Ristmaga's back at his post, is he? Your tongue must be made of silver to accomplish that feat. No, we just kind of emoted at them and give him big buddy eyes, and that usually does the trick.
Ah, yes, that is true. It's the big bunny eyes that does it.
Big bunny eyes, every single time. He can't handle the yelling, you see. The gods only knows how such a delicate flower survived guard trading in the first place. And he's never going to survive duty at the bridge now that work on the Victory has flooded deliveries coming in and out every bloody day. Ristmaga better harden up or start looking for a quieter line of work. Yeah, I have no idea why he's a guard either.
And now we need some way to get to level 12.
Well, if we go this way, there's fates.
Okay then.
12 and 13 and 13.
But yeah,
I think we're in fate running territory now.
The thing that I was remembering was back when I was at the Smart Shop and it moved down to Morgan Hill.
Follow?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And the first day that we were down there and we were setting up the new facilities, the building we were in was, basically part of like semi-warehouse stuff, and there was parking behind it all in this kind of long parking lot, so people would pass through. And a pair of guys in the general, non-gender, truly specific sense, ran into each other. Nice little fender bender in the parking lot.
Nope.
And, we go to lunch, and this is already... And basically, you've got these two cars a few feet apart now, with people standing by their cars, staring at each other.
Oh, that's never good.
Yeah. Obviously unhappy, and nobody giving an inch. But, it's not us. We go off, we have lunch. We come back from lunch, this will be most of an hour later. And they're still there glaring at each other.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
At some point, it's just not worth it.
Yeah, and I'm kind of going, I hope somebody moved far enough to call a tow truck.
Why? Some people are just stubborn.
Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Megalo Crab. There needs to be more fates in this area. I think we can take on one prince. Maybe. If we DPS him fast enough before he kills us.
Hey, I'm a tank of sorts.
Well, go tank. Tankity tank.
Yes.
Dude, keep an eye on
So
that
go get
one.
him. Yeah, so go get him before he gets me.
I'm working on it. My stabbers are in mice and
That's
bones, and
just-
I'm trembling
that's
and babbling them.
Bad. Oh, I hit Berserk, which of course makes everything a critical hit for a few seconds. So I'm watching all these, big numbers with exclamation marks appear, and I'm doing like 17 points of damage, and I'm going, this isn't enough, this is not good enough to give me an exclamation mark. I'm sorry.
Watch your health.
Trust me, I am!
Don't forget to use your defenses if you've got them.
I've got one, it's on cooldown. I've been burning potions.
I'm snicker snacking him as fast as I can.
Oh yeah, that one took. But yeah, I burned Rampart at the beginning.
Can we kill him before Ladonia goes down?
The answer at this rate is gonna be no! Potion! Potion! Thank you! Okay, I'll live.
Ooh, bloodbath. Where have you been all my life, bloodbath?
Ew! Ew! I am not bathing in anybody's blood. I don't care how much I'm motivated by revenge. I am not doing it. I leave that up to you.
Your potion's off cooldown?
Yes.
Good.
I took like 3 potions during that fight, so
Yes,
yeah,
I noticed.
it's a pretty good cooldown.
Talk to the man before he despawns.
Fine. An adventurer, are you? Well, you'll have to do. You see that man over there? The big one? The captain of a shipping vessel out of Razdat Han found him stowed away below decks. When the captain moored here at the quay, we brought the brute to shore for questioning. When he up and started assailing my men, for a man who's been holed up in a dark corner for the past fortnight, he has more energy than you'd believe. We could certainly use a hand in calming him down. Ah, we're going to calm him down.
Calm him down by giving him the weekly beating of his life.
It's a fight you want. I ain't no stowaway. What are you? Away in a building. Should have read the last one. Men of the Yellow Jacket Patrol have cornered a stowaway they believe might be the notorious... Oh boy. Act System Shadow Lurker. But the ne'er-do-well has elected to put up a fight.
There's a name for ya!
Yeah, the Yellow Jackets could use any aid nearby adventurers might offer. I have to say, this one's going a lot better.
Well, this is a level
I
up.
paid for me passage proper!
Oh, by the way, I'm somewhere along the line I think 12.
I'm right behind you.
This should do it.
Damn captains, filling your ears with gobshite. Yep.
Woohoo!
May the mighty serpent drag your something. Goes by too fast.
Yeah,
Okay.
too fast
And
to read bubbles.
they just gave me low blow. Oh, that was a low blow.
Yeah, low blow is your main interrupt.
Yes. Okay, so we're now qualified for level 12 quests.
Okay,
So ignore the quest here, which is...
And all the rest are 13s. I don't know if we're gonna do this.
It might be time for a dungeon run.
We can totally do that.
Yep. And it'll certainly make the level go by faster.
Actually, no, we can't. Dungeons kick in at 15.
Really?
Yes.
Man.
By the way, have we
I'll see if I patronize their dungeon anymore. What was that?
I don't think we've touchy-touchied.
Yeah. Nope.
Touchy-touchy.
You haven't really been here before. And it's a kind of an interesting little place here. This is the Morabi Dry Docks. And you can kind of see, okay, we've got some facilities over there. You can see more of the ships elsewhere. We'll get to it eventually.
Oh, look, it's Mimidoda. He's
Mimidoda,
actually
yeah.
kind of an important NPC.
Level 13.
Yeah.
We'll get to him later.
We'll have to come back to him, but make note of him. He's important. We'll see him again. Yeah, and here's the new warship they're working on. Woohoo!
Yeah. Okay. Wafufu.
Sure it's not Waifufu?
If you really want. Failure to lunch. Poor Wafufu's food cart is light a few lunches, and she needs help locating the lost meals.
Oh, woe is me. I seem to have gone and misplaced 4 packets of lunches. Whatever am I to do? I can hear Athgrim's belly grumbling all the way from over here. I'm certain I made enough for everyone, so it must be that I either dropped a few or gave some to the wrong fellows. Oh, did you hear that? It was Athgrim's belly again. He does not look all pleased, does he? I must stay with my cart, but if you can search the docks and see if you cannot find those lunches, I would be eternally grateful. I might even whip up together something special for you. Did you see that? Athgrim just gave me the evil eye. If those lunches don't turn up soon, I'm afraid he'll come over here and eat me. Well, she is bite-sized.
Now.
No, I'm sorry. Oh, look, a lunch.
Looks delicious. Should we try it?
Wonder if it has jelly donuts.
With or without, shoot, I can't remember the name of the seaweed wrapping. Fufu Ubi needing one of her lunches back. And here I was beginning to think the lass had eyes. Not that she is my type, mind ye. I like my woman a few hands taller and a few pounds heavier. And a few shades bluer if you catch me drift. I wouldn't have minded the extra meal, though. A man can work up quite a craving when he's been pounding, stretching, and shaping sheets of iron all night.
Sorry, but only 1 meal per customer. Yeah.
Come on, get in there.
Streaming is very much a technology in progress. Sometimes it works great, sometimes it doesn't.
Well, it's kind of like the dancing bear. Sometimes it misses a step.
Yeah. Linkstrom?
Don't tell me. You came to collect my lunch. I can see it in them accusing eyes of yours. I'm not accusing you of anything. Sure, I knew right well that none of these lunches was meant for me, what with today being my day off and all. I never thought little Fufu would miss just one. It wasn't just one. I give back the lunch. Would you promise me you'll not mention that it was I who took it? I don't want the lass to think I was trying to swindle her. Oh, that's sort of what I was trying to do. But she doesn't have to know that now, does she? Right then, carry on. Really?
Empty stomachs.
Well, okay.
Yeah, and they're working hard on that ship.
I suppose part of the problem might be that she's making a bunch of Lalafell-sized lunches.
Lalafell-sized lunches for Rogaine. Oh, that'll go over well. I think she knows better than that. Them threatening to eat her if they don't get in big enough proportions, I think would totally affect things. Yeah. Wafufu? Please tell me you found the lunches. I swear Abthrims has just shifted several paces closer since you departed.
Packed lunch. Boiled boar, stewed dodo, steamed cabbage, a slab of stone cheese, and a hunk of day-old bread. Everything a hard-working shipwright needs to maintain his or her vigor.
Hey, at least it isn't Quiggin firewater and gobby cheese.
Yeah! At least. Stone cheese. Oh dear.
1, 2, 3, 4. You did it! You found all my missing lunches. Now perhaps I can rest in peace knowing that Abthrim won't be indulging in his cannibalistic fantasies. At least for today.
Whose cannibalistic fantasies are these?
I don't think they're his. Oh, look, more quests.
Double check with Wafufu.
Oh, right. Sorry. I'm sorry, dearie, but these lunches are for the shipwrights. Melquild and Vanelli's hired me to make sure the lads and lasses are fed, and fed well. The last thing you need is a hungry crafter fainting on top of the mast and making a mess of the deck.
That would be quite a mess. Okay, 12. Well, at least one of them's 12. Oh, there's another back there. And that's a 20. Yeah. What counts? Moravi Drydock's yardmaster Yulgi Honolgi seeks someone to aid his crew in taking inventory. I'm looking for a strapping young adventurer good with her numbers to help tally our remaining supply of planks and logs. But I suppose you'll have to do. Gee, thanks. Now that work on the victory is nearing completion, I need one final count on the number we have so I can determine if we'll need more. I already have Resin Milzen and Rumo Falimo started on the tally, so speak with them and see what they've found. Then bring me back the exact number of quarterdeck logs and forecastle planks remaining on site. Understood?
Oh, there's all sorts of varieties of cheese, so having something called stone cheese might be a type of dried out blue cheese.
It might be, or it might be made from basilisk milk.
Ew! No! Stop that!
Just finished me count of the cedar mass, and the Erdmaster ain't gonna like what I have to tell him. What? You'll tell him for me? Well, be my guest then, lass. The Victory, being as big as she is, will be outfitted with 3 full-size masts and 2 smaller masts. Each mast will have its own set of 4 to 5 spars or cross masts from which the sails hang. One need not be a scholarly from Mielven's Gate to know that's a whole hell's worth of lumber. And so, just how many mast-worthy logs did I count here? 4. Not 400, not 4 score, not even 14. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can take that to the yardmaster, but don't say I didn't warn you.
Yeah, at least he's honest.
Yep. This is the part where we have to start leaping up on things, if I remember right.
Yeah, I'm just trying to move. Over here and then whee!
Yeah.
4 castle planks. More 4 castle planks. And yet more 4 castle planks.
Are you sure these aren't 5 castle planks?
Hush you.
200 oak berthing planks. Not one more, not one less. I counted them twice, and then I counted them thrice more, just for good measure. We may be in trouble, though, if them shipwrights need any more than what you see before you. The fires of the Calamity claimed most of the trees in old Oakwood. And what of those that remained, you ask? Why, we chopped down the rest to help build the Victory.
That's why there's no trees in Oakwood.
Yeah.
What
This
these
is like
trees
Lebanon
are,
cedar.
like little springy saplings.
I trust you had enough fingers to help you through the tallying. So, tell me now, what did you find? Those be grim numbers indeed. Calamity may be just a faded memory, but it seems we're still far from truly healing. As a salt-blooded Lomenson, it pains me to say it, but we may have to turn to them tree folk in Gridania if we're to finish the Victory on time. And trust me, you'd better finish the Victory on time. I have a trial or two depending on it.
Well, it looks like we're going to have to do some more fate running.
Gee, didn't see that one coming. There we go.
Yeah, I feel like somewhere along the line they compacted or got rid of some of the quests. I believe they were doing that as part of the new Game Plus thing they're trying to institute. Because a lot of players have complained that the early game takes too long.
Yeah, well, this is not helping matters. Hold on, turn around.
Oh,
Back here.
no, he doesn't have a bang. We already have him.
I did not.
Huh. Wonder how that happened. Well, you have him now.
Yes.
Think we could do him in 2 minutes?
Sure. Mizumi, going back to cheeses for a moment.
I'm trying to pull him away from the rest of that path there.
Yeah, that would be good.
You stay alive, I'll take these guys in.
I can work with that. Yep. There we go. So around the holiday season, as is feeling when you're in a department where commerce comes up at all. And what is casting at you? A lightning sprite.
They decide to come along and play. Just live. I'll come save you.
Yeah, that's gonna be a problem. There we go. So, gifts from various outside companies come in and they get shared around the office. And since a lot of people were on vacation already, I got to take home a fair number of these things. And some of it was some cheeses from this like independent dairy.
Oh, you have a blue helping us out.
Oh, okay, that's not another lightning sprite joining in.
No, that is a blue mage. Yay! Hooray for blue mages!
Yes. And someone else just joined in.
Yes, we have a Arcanist.
Okay, this is going very well now. So I take home these cheeses, and and one of them was described as a sharp cheddar, which is what brought this to mind. It was the most unassuming sharp cheddar.
Oh god, that was fail cheddar.
Well, no, it was a very good mild cheddar.
Yeah, it was not sharp.
Yeah, we called it safety sharp, as in like the safety scissors for little kids.
Yeah. It was weak cheddar.
Yeah, it was a pleasant, nice taste. It was by no means sharp. The same place also had some
We're out of
hot
sauce.
mustard of some sort. I forget if it was also a honey mustard. Yeah, it was a hot honey mustard.
It was not hot.
I have no tolerance for heat. This wouldn't even begin to give me trouble. It was not hot. It was a good taste again. Once again, it tasted good. It was a honey mustard. It was very nice, but it wasn't hot.
Ah, empty heart is up. We can do that one.
Also, don't drink the water is up. That's the one right near us.
I just see empty heart. Or
right here.
Don't drink the water is in the empty heart.
Oh. Okay.
Ooh, hunt target.
What? That's me too.
Better go work on that feat.
Oh, I will need another 2 of those guys.
Ditto.
So shall we ruffle some dodos? Don't drink the water. Despite being surrounded on all sides by the sea, fresh water is difficult to come by on Field Run, which is why the few springs that do exist must be protected at all costs from the blighted dodos and jackals who come to the water to drink and defecate.
Yeah.
Somebody just bounced something.
Ooh, I made friends!
How very nice of you. I don't have an AoE to grab them from you, Gert.
Yes you do. You should have overpower.
Oh yeah, that's right, that is an AoE.
Yeah, round them up and let the server sort them out.
Yes. Just as long as it's not sorting me out as well. Good grief. Kill these guys.
Big turd wins!
Ah, someone must have finished dinner.
Yeah, he sounds full of paprika chicken. Ooh, that does sound good. Better than paprika dodos, that's for sure.
Yeah.
That should do it. Yeah. And there's
In more
our
ways
game.
than one.
Woohoo!
And we still need to finish off the hunt targets here.
Over this way.
Well, hello there, Cardoon.
Oh no, is
Nice to have you along.
Darren hiding or on his iPad, or is he about ready to head home? Woohoo! Hunt target's done.
Yes.
I think we need to take care of
Now, there's a formation that just is not natural.
Oh yeah. That's a leftover of the Calamity.
Yeah. One thing, look at the orange crystal in the center.
Yeah, that's Bahamut's handiwork. He did a number.
And this place is pretty darn far from the center.
I don't know. They took out Pharaoh Sirius.
Well, it had more than enough power to reach this far. That's kind of the point, as we are nowhere near Cartano.
Yeah, I'm still kind of recovering from my food coma this morning.
Yes!
I got up early and I just had a hankering. I had to have an apple Dutch baby. And those things are monstrous. And I ate a good 3/4 of it.
Yeah.
And then I was
A little
like
more than
food
that.
coma for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually ended up having to go into Los Altos to the original Pancake House because the one in that was on Dianza heading towards Los Gatos is gone now.
Yeah.
But we did have the one in the Los Altos and it was tasty. Though it didn't have the homemade whipped cream for the hot chocolate.
Mm.
Mimi Doa.
Constant carvings. Thank you. Nodik and Vimeli's veteran shipwright Mimidoa someone to travel to Ashan's torch in his stead. What you say? Another initiate, eh? Initiate, you say? Getting lots of initiates these days. Lots of initiates. What day you say it was? Now, I reckon this initiate here's looking. Is it work, ECK? Well, you need not fret, as I just happen to have a task what needs tending. Dear friend of mine, Roston, someone or such, is holed up in the lighthouse on this side of the grip. Oh, you
How
can't
dear of a
pronounce
friend is
these names
he?
either.
Yeah,
You just can't pronounce their names either.
I can't blame him. Rogaine alphabet soup names.
Used to be I'd visit the lad once a se'nnight to see how he was faring, but me legs just ain't the same since the gout gone and grabbed hold of 'em. I'd be grateful if you could check up on the candle keeping me stead. Oh, and don't be forgetting to take along the four curved jackal things. Tell him this from Mimidoa. He'll understand. It does seem a bit
Random jackal
distracting.
fangs.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we actually want to take this one over here as well.
That sounds familiar.
It's been so long since I've done these, and I've actually run more characters through this than you have.
Yes. But we did do some of this early on in our return career. Mostly because a lot of them had reset.
Well, hopefully they'll get home safely. Traffic shouldn't be too bad. Hopefully the drinking hasn't started for the games yet.
Nailed it. Now, Deke and Vimeli's shipwright, his kill needs help heating his rivets. When it comes to riveting, ye could search the realm over, but ye won't find none better than his kill. 10 score rivets a bell I drive, twice that if I'm not in me cups.
Really?
Right.
You're building and you're in your...
The only way to do it.
Pirates.
The key to driving rivets proper-like is how hot ye can get the buggers. The hotter the rivet, the stronger the bonds you'll make with the steel plate. Problem being, I was to heat me rivets in the forge, they'd be cold as a dead horse crotch by the time I hauled them back to the victory. Wow. What's the rating on this game again?
I believe it is considered PG-13 due to uses of alcohol and smoking, not due to language.
Yeah, I'm still surprised they got away with that one. Wow. Which is why I use the white hot cores of lightning sprites. But as you can see, me supplies running a tad low. If it ain't too much trouble, would you be so kind as to fetch me some? You look as if you could take on a whole pack of sprites with one hand tied behind your arse.
You do realize I have quite a big bun to do that with.
Don't encourage him.
If we ever get the B2 gear, it'd be even larger buns.
That'll take a couple of months.
You think? We'd be lucky to do it in a couple of months. I know a lot of people are like, oh, you can speed through this game in about a month. And I'm like, really?
Well, yeah, okay, maybe you can. Why? Talk about sucking all the fun out of it.
Yeah, I speed leveled once in WoW, and it just murdered it for me, and I never want to do that again.
Yeah. I mean, hey, we're kind of in it for, the story and stuff. Lightning sprites over here if you want to start in on them.
Oh, right. Lightning sprites. We'll need those.
But even without that, it's just a case of, just tearing through that path and trying to push the progress. Just,
That's 2.
Yep.
See, one more, and something bound.
Copper ring.
Ah.
And we need some wild jackals. I keep wanting to throw my shield at them.
You'll get tomahawked soon enough.
In case for those of you who don't know, there's like 3 different tank classes. I'm used to one of them.
There are 4 tank classes now.
Yeah, I'm keeping up with the Joneses. And I'm used to one of them. And the main ranged attack you've got for taking care of things is throwing your shield at them.
Shield blob!
And I kind of miss that.
Great justice. Now, Marauders/Warriors did Tomahawk instead, where you effectively check your axe.
Yeah, instead of throwing away my... I throw very often. Big improvement.
Did you get that lightning card?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because I didn't see you tag it, so...
No, I did, and I got it.
They're actually pretty good about shared quest XP and items.
Yeah. What's really fun is they'll kind of, for the non-quest stuff, you kill something and it can randomly drop, like a jackal thing for, say, crafting purposes. And it'll just kind of randomly hand them out to the party as a whole. And occasionally it can be really fun of you're going along, doing your own thing, and suddenly you see a notice that you just got something in your inventory because, of course, your party member on the other side of the zone just killed something.
Yes, I did that to you one time with when you were trying to farm leather. I got like half your leather in my bag suddenly, and you're like, what?
Yes. Okay. It can get right lonesome up here all alone with naught but the wind's chill to keep a man company. Some days I carve jackal things to help clear me head of the voices. Voices calling me back to the great blue. Yeah, here's something to help with that. Curved jackal fang. Brownish yellow stain on this sharp tooth suggests a diet rich in carrion. What's this? Memedoa sent you, did he? Well, you tell that old man he needed the last few suns in this realm worrying about poor old Rosna. I'll carry on as I always, in the service of the sailors, alone till the day I die.
Is someone lonely? Especially when it's the great holiday of Valentino's time.
Yeah, we might want to hold off on taking this next one simply because we're approaching 11.
Yes, but
Kind
it
of
does
wrap up.
eventually point back to where
I
everything else
know, I
turns in.
know,
But
I know.
yeah, why don't we head back to the city?
Because it'll take a little long.
Well, we'll take the chocobo.
And admittedly, that one would be a great one to do in the same week as we do Valentina's Day.
Yeah.
Valentine's Day.
Oh god, Valentine's Day this year is just, oh my god. And they reinstituted the 2-player dungeon for it.
Yeah.
We always blew at that.
Well, we're not a good pair for it. Maybe Ren and Ladonia will prove more compatible. They seem a bit more compatible.
And we'll wait to turn those quests in. Oh, I took a wrong turn for the chocobo keep, didn't I?
Just a little.
Oh, it gets better, Cardwin! You see, the reason why they wear high heels is they're actually supposed to be digigraded.
Yeah.
If you actually read the lore, that foot shape is actually natural and the heels are strictly there as more decorative. Yeah, thanks, Japan.
Yep. Saw that one coming. Okay. Hire a chocobo porter for Lunza Lo Menza. If I can manage to hit the button.
The only problem with this in actual 14 is that these heels that we're wearing are part of the base racial suit you get when you roll the character.
Yep.
There are no... I think there's like one other heel in the game that's that actual height. Everything else is like this respectable 2, 3, maybe 4 inch.
Yeah.
So it
Now,
doesn't look right on them.
Yeah. Now, another interesting thing is if you look closely at these heels we're using, you know, the base ones, yeah, okay, they're tall heels, it's a stiletto heel, it's a double stiletto heel. There's actually 2
Yeah,
side by side.
It's a double split. And that is
Makes for a very
the
interesting
same
design, but you can hardly see it.
Yeah. And that was actually the entire suit Fran ran around in for 12.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure hers actually has the double.
Yes, it has the double split.
Okay. I think most people missed that at the time because I think all the art I've seen of her fan art has a single heel.
Yeah, a lot of people missed it because it's really hard to see, especially at that low res when it first came out.
Yeah, especially on a PS2, yeah.
Yeah. The only other
Point.
shoe in-game that actually has the height is, unfortunately, from PvP.
We understand, Kirduin.
No, trust me, we've joked about that quite some time.
Yeah.
The Hrothgar actually kind of suffer from the same thing slightly, except there's more Hrothgar capable shoes in-game than there are Vera capable shoes. And no, the B2 heels actually don't count. Looking at you, Miss Bunny Girl over there in the black bunny suit. Those heels aren't high enough!
Yeah, but they're about the highest native ones in the game. Outside of the racials.
Yeah. Oh man, at some point I should show you the PvP ones because they're just absurd.
Oh dear.
They're actually higher than these racials.
I see. I'm sitting in front of the Hassenpfeffer again.
Yes. Yes, you are. The tank has to eat her good meat to get strong muscles. Muscles. Anyway,
Thank you, Nazumi.
It is 11:02. It is time for us to log. Next week for the Bun Buns, we hope to actually get up a little higher, but more importantly, we'll probably pop over to Gridania to do the Valentine's holiday quest. And get that out, and you'll get to meet the 3 main holiday quests, which for some people will seem a little familiar. And I'm not talking FF familiar.
I don't think I can do the reading well enough for them.
You can try.
I will.
As a reminder, tomorrow night, if you guys want to join us at 9:30 to 11, we will be 9:30 to 11 Pacific. We will be continuing our delve into the deep dungeons. Depending on who we get, we have 3 different choices. Early on, we'll probably get Eorzea and Action to join us for a little Heaven on High. If it's just Action, we'll probably go back to Palace of the Dead. If we don't get either of those, we will continue our Uber run through Heaven on High and pray we do not die horribly, horribly, horribly on floor 71, like we usually do.
Yeah, fuck that.
For those who do not know what we're talking about, Heaven on High and Palace of the Dead are actually challenge mode dungeons in the game. And it's something we've been trying to occasionally work on once a week for like months and actually a couple of years now.
Yeah.
And
Good night, Octavia.
we keep dying on floor 71.
Yeah.
It's like reality comes along and smacks us a new one. They are challenge mode. That's what you get. Anyway, good night all. If we don't see you tomorrow, we hope to see you next week. Same bun time, same bun channel. You guys have a safe one.
Good night all.